Welcome back to another episode of Questions and Answers with Surma. This is the second episode. Be sure to check out my first episode if you haven't already. Today we want to answer only 4 questions, but they're actually somewhat deep. As always, special shout out to all my supporters on YouTube, Twitch and Patreon that helped me keep the lights on. And now let's jump straight in. So the first question is by Bora GW2. Most of the time I don't buy the optimal food utility for the build. What is the impact of that in the DPS? For example, my main is a deep power soul beast from Snowgrowth. On websites at 43k DPS, I never get more than 33 to 34k. So the thing is, of course, it will not be like 25% that you describe here. So there might be some other issue underlying, that you don't have the perfect gear, that you don't have the perfect rotation down, that you just use, for example, not the perfectly optimized setup, whatever. Yeah. So there can be a lot of issues there. But to answer your question regarding the food. So going for exactly the same stats, losing just the Ascended buff, 66% chance to steal life on critical hit, just going one step down, so to say, that would lose you between 325 to 425 depending on the build. So something like that. So let's say 400 DPS. So it's notable, but that's a fixed number. And if you go down from, so to say, the optimal food, even without the Ascended version, to something that is just very cheap and loses, for example, half of the stats, and you go for very cheap option, that would lose you like 2% maybe of the DPS. Depends a bit on the build, of course. It's not very easy to say. But if you don't use any food and compare it to the Ascended food version, you would lose at least 3 to 5%, at least. Some builds even more. And the interesting part is some builds actually use food like plus 15% torment duration or plus 15% burning duration, plus condition damage as well on the food. Those foods are actually way more important. So the impact of those is obviously like almost like 15%. Not completely, but it's almost like 15%. So that's actually quite a lot. So keep that in mind. Sometimes the food is really good, but I would say for the most parts, it's if you don't use any food, you would lose something around 5% of DPS. Sometimes even more, depends on the build. But that's the answer here. So it's not accounting for all your loss that you have here. So for the next question by K44NE, what's your personal goal in Guild Wars 2? The point where you'd no longer see interest in playing Guild Wars 2. My goal is having all trinkets done, all armor sets, 2/3 of heavy and light, all legendary weapons, 5 of 23 because double sword is etc. and legendary sitches and runes, 1 of 13. Long road for me. Yeah, I see this is a very long road. And just saying here, I have done that. I have all legendary items on my account, and that was one of my goals to start out with as well. So I really enjoyed working on that. And after that, I thought just going for more builds and having fun, playing what I like. And I set myself new goals. Yeah. So I wanted to go for all the legendaries that are in the game. I currently am sitting at over 1 million account value, so I am still working on all my goals that I have. So I just continue working towards my goals. You know, that's I just like to play the game and have fun going for something new. So my goal that I had a while ago was going for all the wardrobe unlock skins that are in the guaranteed wardrobe unlock. So I opened 2000 Blackline chests. I have a video about that. Be sure to check that one out. But I opened them. I wanted to get a lot of wardrobe unlocks. That's what I got. And now I don't have anything in the guaranteed wardrobe unlock on anymore. And I just want to get all the skins, for example, stuff like this. I have a lot of big goals, but they are not like my main target. Currently, I just want to have fun, create content for you, and just play the game for what it is. This is my new main goal, so to say. But my biggest mindset that I have, and also somewhat of a goal, is always to try different things out, new builds, new game modes even, and try to actually get better at them. I always try to improve. When it comes to gold goals, I personally would say currently I just want to get all the legendaries and that I'm still missing, you know, the skins that I don't have. For example, I have 3 light armor sets of armor, but I want to go for all the skins. So sometimes at some point I also want to go for the most ugly legendary in the game, Flames of War in my opinion, stuff like that. Just getting all the skins, that's my goal. Hope that answers your question. But that's not a goal that is actually, so to say, that I grind to every single day. I just want to play the game, have fun, and this is just a long-term goal. Then we have a question by Lox Clonoa. Do you think the dead hours of EU PvP is plagued with Wintrading? Do you have any memories, stories of real toxic games in the PvP? So answering the first question, I would say the dead hours in PvP are just very sad. There are not that many people queuing, and they are just very, I wouldn't say Wintrading, it's just you abuse the system. If you go, let's say, against a double platinum player team, they will just win in the night all the time. But this is only happening at the end of the season. In the middle of the season, it's like typically, yes, it might happen, but it's very rare. And it's win trading, I would say, is not really that often. Yes, it can happen, but only at the end of the season. So if you don't play in the last few days of a season, you actually will be fine, in my opinion, in my experience at least. And the second part of the question, do you have any memories, stories of real toxic PvP games in Guild Wars 2? I would say yes, there are some toxic behaviors. People are flaming me for playing support, playing for even the enemy team flames me for whatever reason. So there is always something that happens. It's just a PvP game. I think the mentality always exists in PvP games that there's some toxicity going around. I think if you just ignore those people, it will be fine. But for the most part, I would say yes, especially at the end of a season where people really grind for rating. It can be quite toxic. I don't have any stories in particular where I would say this is worth sharing, which is actually insane. It's just something people are just writing. If I win a 101, if I lose a 101, whatever, they are just writing toxic stuff that happens and I ignore it. So that's why I don't have any crazy stories, because I just don't listen to those guys. That's my mindset there. And then to the last question by Necron. I do enjoy Thief aspect of a play. I like being support, don't have ascended gear as much, got one full armor set in Berserker and Medium, non-ascended weapons, 140 AR, I love doing fractals, I wanna play support and build legendary, confusing as it is for you, I imagine what this is for me, what do I need to set my focus up? I wanna do first anyway Champions Regala help. So that's a good point, going for Champions Regala is a very good starting point, it's really easy to actually get, you don't have to invest any gold, just time and got the achievements and you will get one legendary, so that's really good. After that, I would just say go for ascended gear that you want to play. So for example, if you like to play Thief, if you like to play support Thief for whatever reason, then in fractals, whatever you like, go for full ascended gear or go for full Berserker in Medium. That makes sense for Thief and fractals a lot. If you want to go for full support Thief, I would go for full Harrier, for example, but that's not that good in fractals. So I would set my first goal on Berserker, Medium, ascended, full ascended, weapons, armor, trinkets, everything, and go at the meantime go to 150 AR. That's the important part. After that, you can slowly go for more ascended gear. And if you are working on it currently, you collect some gold and you can go for legendaries as well. That's what I would say, because you should never craft ascended weapons anyway, ascended stuff, so you should get it slowly by going for strike missions, fractals, all that kind of stuff, and of course Wizard's World as well. So this is what I would recommend to you. Go for the Champions Regala. In the meantime, do your daily fractals to get ascended stuff, get more gold to actually get full ascended. And while you do so, you can actually save up some stuff and go for legendary if you want to. That would be my build path here. And start with Berserker, that's the important part, and go then to the healing build, because I would say the healing build is not that strong in fractals, and therefore you would lack the utility to play with 150 AR if you don't have full ascended. As you already have the Berserker one, I think that's very important that you go for ascended weapons next. They are actually a big upgrade as well, and going for full ascended trinkets as well. After that, you can go for the Harriers. And with that, we are done with today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have more questions for me, please let me know in the comments. And I also want to mention that if you have any, let's say, more engaging questions, please also join my live streams, because there I can actually show it on stream and answer the questions as well. If you like this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. As always, special shout out to all my supporters on YouTube, Twitch and Patreon that help me keep the lights on. Thanks a lot for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next video.